This is Guns, Gear, and Gadgets with Grady. Here's Monica and me. Hickok45 and his son John. And over here we have Troy and Jacob Landry, the swamp people. Hickok45 and John Hickok. We're at the NRA Annual Convention today, and we're seeing tons of people that we know and that are on YouTube and the internet. Federal is here, Federal Premium Ammunition. And this guy beside me is a cameraman. We're on the front row.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Brand Ambassador.
He's going to have this on the Federal internet site.
Second day of the NRA. Everybody having a good time? That's awesome. So it's my distinct pleasure to introduce our next pair of guests. They're internet YouTube sensations. Just a wealth of knowledge and all around good guys. They could make up most of a basketball team. But I'd like to introduce you a fellow known as Hickok45 and his son John Hickok. They're going to answer any questions you may have, or most questions you may have, for at least the first half hour, and then we're going to slide you all off to the side, and they'll be glad to take pictures and sign autographs. So again, Hickok45. How you guys doing? It's a hot mic.
Oh, it is. Mine's not. It's kind of cool. Good to see everybody.
That's a good joke, Dan.
Oh, was it? Oh, I forget. He's a comedian. It's good to see everybody. Thanks for coming by. We don't know why you come by to see us, but we're really appreciative. And also, I'm supposed to announce that we're live on Facebook. So for a change, I won't use any profanity, right?
Profanity is not allowed on.
We never do that. But so we are live. So you should be really nervous, but don't be. And when we ask for questions, be sure you ask a question. I know that everybody has a question, and of course we get a few million per day on Facebook, YouTube, and all around, right?
We do. We get a few. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the camera right there. Is that the Facebook Live camera?
Oh, is it?
Okay. Yeah.
Live. Oh, wow. Do I look good? Am I pretty? Do I look pretty? Okay, good. And you know, I worry about how I look in my fashion. You know, John, you know me, if you watch the videos, you wouldn't be here if you didn't, I guess. So, again, we really appreciate it. And what do you want to say to these people, John? It's his birthday, by the way. Yeah, happy birthday, John.
Yep. 21 years old today.
Yeah, right. Yeah, 29, to be honest. Yeah, I have had to put up with him for 29 years, you know. Him shooting my ammo and federal.
Yeah, but see, I've had to put up with you my entire life. I was
That's
part
right.
of your life.
That's right. 29 years is just one segment of my life, but it is his entire life. He's put up with all my lame humor. That's right. We didn't really plan a speech or anything. We wanted to just say a few things to you, and then see if you have any questions, and we'll be glad to sign anything, take pictures, all that sort of thing. But maybe just talk about some of the things that people usually are most interested in or seem to want to know. Which would be what, John?
How tall we are. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good place to start. We're both 6'8".
How many inches is that?
I don't know. I think it's about 80. We're not as tall as we look, though, and we're not as smart. No, we're a lot smarter than we appear. What else? The gong is 80 yards. That question pops up. But no, we really thoroughly enjoy doing what we do. We started out just for fun, it's still for fun, but just doing a few videos. And if you haven't heard us talk about that, how we got going, and we didn't even know that YouTube would pay a penny for an ad or any of that kind of stuff. We just started doing some videos with the firearms that I had and putting them out there on YouTube with that. What people seem to do is have fun on YouTube back, 9 or 10 years ago, and try to be a little educational and a little silly at times. I've had firearms that have shot my entire life almost. So, and I've been a teacher for a long time, so I just give a little back, not to sound altruistic, but put a little bit back into the community, a little of the knowledge maybe I've picked up over the years, and we were just having fun with it, weren't we?
Yeah. I have a lot of fun. Shooting an Uzi off a bicycle, stuff like that.
Yeah, little things like that. Somebody's got one on a shirt. No, that's a different shirt. That's but, so that sort of thing. And then for some really strange reason, more people came to watch them than we ever expected, and we still don't fully understand that. But we were just glad we didn't know how to edit video, as we said before. Just turn the camera on, and for 20 minutes or 25 or 10, whatever it was, longer than you want, right? I talk too much in the videos. I hear that occasionally. And we just let the camera roll, and we're amazed that people seem to, get something out of it. So we just kept doing it, and here we are. Yeah?
That's pretty much it.
That's kind of what it is. And before we take questions, we just really wanted to, again, thank you from the bottom of our heart, because you have given us this job, not really a job, quote unquote, but to do the things we thoroughly enjoy. We shoot for a living. How many would like to do that?
And we don't have to compete.
Everybody in this room, right? Would like to shoot for a living.
And we don't have to compete. That's the best part about it. We get to shoot for a living, and you don't have to be like a better shooter than other shooters.
Yeah, we don't have to be Rob Latham or Top Jarrett we saw up here the other day. We don't have to compete. We just enjoy shooting, because that's what most of y'all enjoy doing, right? So, who has a question? Okay, I'm afraid to ask it.
Guy back here.
That guy's hand was up awfully quick.
Where are the two leaders at?
They're back in Tennessee, but we could probably find some out here. I think all these firearms are minus the firing pin, so it'd be kind of hard to pop any of them,
Any other questions?
Yeah, there's one. How far is the range?
The range is like about 5 or 6 hours from here, right?
Yeah. I forget. The guy, hey, I got the same shirt. I look like that ugly guy too. The first hill, just the general, we've got some videos on that. FAQ videos that you all should watch. You should be fined for not watching those. There's one on that on there, and then we have a couple called range tour videos that have some of that for specifics. But the first hill, the gong is at 80 yards, and then everything down from that, like 75, 70, 60, you kind of estimate that. The first array of targets, the plates are, I think, not quite 25 yards, I think 20 yards or something. Then that far hill, if you've seen those long videos, the 230-yard shoots, that kind of thing, we have to back up to the front of the house. That's 230 yards, but you can't see that hill from down on the shooting table. Okay, so the first hill goes out to 80, and then you got to back up to even see the other one, and that's at 230. So that's kind of the range. So what else? Here we have one.
Jason on Facebook's asking, how big is the compound?
How big is the compound? It's about 40 acres total. Yeah, and.
Not including all the underground parts.
Yeah, the underground secret stuff, caverns, bunkers, and all of that. But,
got a question over here. What's your favorite carry gun?
I have a bunch of them, depending on the season. Everybody knows I like a Glock, but I also sometimes will carry the LCP2.
That's a Ruger.
Glock 42, 43, 26, and Glock 19. Those. And again, even though I like Glocks, I'm not a representative of Glock. I just have shot them for a long time. I really like some others. Some of the XDMs, like the FN, what's that one we looked at yesterday?
The 509?
Well, that 509 FN looks really interesting. There's a lot of handguns, as you all know, that are just really good. There's not much difference, but everybody's got their preference. Everybody in here has a favorite gun. There's not a lot of difference between many of them. So I don't want to sound like a Glock salesman, but I just carry those things. But we don't have a dog in the fight. We don't take any kind of sponsorship from the gun companies. It's just we couldn't be objective. So if I tell you I really, really like this firearm, there's no agenda there, and I think y'all know that.
Got a question over here.
Yeah, where? There you go. The guy in the funny shirt. I'm just carrying a wallet today and a couple of funny things we picked up at booths. And I don't know. That might maybe shouldn't divulge that. Yeah, probably had a Glock 42 or something somewhere. I don't know. Nothing too big. Maybe a Glock 19 somewhere. Who has another one? Here we go, right in the middle. What about brass?
What do you do with it?
I reload most of them. Yeah, I know you see a lot of it on the range. The thing is, it doesn't go anywhere. We pick it up eventually, you know. And it's not like the public range where you're trying to scarf up your brass before you leave, you know. Because the only person that gets on that range is really John or me.
I get it in my tires every now and then.
Yeah, the dogs or the cats might get in there, but you know.
How old is your dog Gunner?
Gunner was killed a couple years ago.
Oh no.
And that's the thing about YouTube. You know, someone might right now be searching and come on a video where Gunner's, you know, running around the range. Oh, he's got a dog, you know, a golden retriever. Well, that video, you always have to check the date on the video,
right.
You know, because it could be a while back. Yeah. And I had Goldens from '75 until about 5 years ago, or something like that. And love golden retrievers. And I probably shouldn't admit this because everybody in this room that hears it will unsubscribe probably. But now I've become a cat person. You know? Now, we had a couple dropped off there at the compound really over a period of 2 years. They turned out to be great pets, you know. And so John grew up liking cats, but now they're just great pets. Really sweet, get in your lap, and all that kind of stuff. You know? They let me pet them. And, yeah. Favorite firearm to make the gong ring? Probably a 45 handgun of some kind.
Slow bullets are fun. Something slow, you know, to get the delay when it hits.
Yeah, it's fun to lob them out there.
Yeah, especially with a suppressor. That's one of the most fun things. Shoot far away steel with a suppressor. It's great.
Yeah, it is. I did some cowboy action shooting for about 10 years or so. You know, they use a lot of big steel targets like that. Anybody here do that, cowboy action shooting? It's a lot of fun, and you're shooting slow bullets generally, and that kind of got me into that sort of target. And I thought that would be fun to have a big gong and some things like that to shoot at. Easier to hit, really. The gong is easier to hit, believe it or not, than those red plates are. They're smaller and almost the same distance. And what else? Who has another smart question? There, that old guy back there.
Mossberg Shockwave?
Hey, find him. That's a $10 fine for not keeping up with the videos. We just posted it last week. that definitely calls for a fine. Yeah, we caught you, buddy. Yeah, we have. And we both appeared in the video, and both of us shot it and had a lot of fun with it.
It's a neat gun. I really like it.
Yeah.
When people argue whether it's practical or not, yeah, I think it definitely has an application. You can shoot it about as well as you can a regular shotgun with a stock, just maybe not as quickly. Maybe take a little more practice, but
yeah.
I mean, it's a 12 gauge shotgun at the end of the day. So, and you don't really get the 14-inch barrel versus 18-inch barrel. You're not really looking at a big difference on spread or anything like that. So.
Yeah. And I kind of enjoyed it, and we bought it. You'll see in the video if you ever get to it, sir. Or there'll be another fine next week if you haven't seen it. We kind of enjoyed shooting them. We both bought them. We had ones of our own, and the one that went back to buds and everything. I don't know how much I'll shoot it. You know, like I said in the video, it's kind of a truck gun or something maybe. It's just an interesting firearm, which takes us to another topic. Every firearm doesn't have to be that all-purpose firearm you use for everything, or that you carry, or that's the most brilliant firearm to purchase. It might just be something you buy that you think is cool and shoot occasionally, you know. Who has another question? Come on, you gotta ask it. How's my life changed that I became famous, right? Well, now that I'm a legend in my own mind, we still, we're so glad that so many have come to watch, but we haven't changed a bit. I mean, it's just, we just do what we've always done. And I was pretty old when we started doing that, and John was pretty young.
Yeah, I was about 22 or something.
So
21.
I don't know what that tells us. But I mean,
Yeah, I mean, our life hasn't changed a whole lot.
No, just that we get to do a lot of, well, it has in a lot of ways. We get to go do some cool things and meet a lot of people that we might not have met.
But day to day, I mean, basically just we do our hobby, like we do our weekend activities during the week, basically.
Yeah. So we get together, have fun, and do some videos. And there's a lot to it, of course, behind the scenes, just managing, because it is a business. You know, but it's still mostly just preparing some videos and getting guns that we want to do, and shooting them, you know, testing them, and still just enjoy shooting. So there's not much of it at all that feels like work. Yeah. And we get to meet, I think the biggest difference is we get to meet a lot of neat people. We've met hundreds here already that obviously just walk around and watch the videos. Some of you even maybe. And we will meet you here in a little bit when I quit yakking. But that's really neat. And I'm not just saying this. We talk about this a lot, and how the people we meet that know videos and want to meet us or whatever, they're just great people. You know, I don't know what we did to bring on so many great folks. Certainly happy to all watch. And we also get to meet some of the more famous people, the real celebrities, like a Masa Yu. Anybody know who he is? You know, people like that. And they were always pleased to learn he watched the video. He knows who we are. Really? You watch our stupid videos? Well, you've got a brain, Mike. You know, we know. But I mean, we get to meet people like that, and been on Tom Gresham's show several times. And stuff like that. It's just neat. I used to come to these things hoping to run into Tom Gresham, hoping to even see him doing his radio show, for example, and thought, wow, that's cool. I still listen to him, you know. And now we've been on the show, and he's kind of a little buddy, you know. So it's just really weird how, you know. So that changed. Another question. I'm acting too much again. Yeah.
We're both teachers. How long did you teach?
Too long. Man, anybody ever taught middle school? Do you wonder how long I've taught? Yeah. Now, I taught for 29 years, and then I was in publishing and travel for another 10 years, and, you know, to make up the 40 of my career, I guess. But I taught for 25 years, basically teaching 7th graders. So that's where you see the twitches and all the weird things. You know. But I loved it.
We feel your pain.
I enjoyed it. Great experience. I was about as crazy as they were, so it worked out really well. So you all teach?
Yeah.
What grades?
3rd grade.
3rd grade?
6 and 7.
6 and 7? Oh, you know what it's like. You know what they're like.
I've got a twitch also.
Yeah, they're not quite human, are they?
No.
I used to have to remind them of that every day. And they knew it, because they knew I wasn't human either. That's the way I acted. What else? There's one. Biggest priority? Gosh, I mean, what do you think, John? Right now?
I mean, I would say national right to carry, but
Yeah.
that's a weird one because it conflicts with, if you're a states' rights person, it's kind of a conflict for you, you know. But it'd be nice to be able to travel to any state in the country and be able to carry my gun. But then again, I don't want the federal government to encroach upon the things I want to do in my state. So, you know, but that's a big one. The NFA, of course, we got to get rid of that. You know.
You know, the reciprocity is probably my top priority, I guess, but
Amen.
I'm not sure what the next one will be. NFA is big.
Yeah.
Just stay out of our lives and quit treating us like criminals for owning guns, you know, obviously, in all those little ways. And then the people in the states where they're so incredibly restrictive, like some of you may be here, California, New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut, New Jersey. It just doesn't seem American, does it? We hear from you every day, and the stuff we do, we don't even think about. I've got stacks of, no I don't, I drop them in the river. But I used to have stacks of 30-round magazines, just like and things like that, and drawings. I mean, you can't even have that, you know, in some places. In this country, it's crazy. What else? Question? We don't want to bore you. We don't want to bring you up here in a minute. A couple of maybe last questions. Yeah. If I pursued a Carhartt sponsorship, we did a video. We did an FAQ video on that. Which, by the way, we do. They're about a minute long, right? We do those. Got about 70 of them. They're really not as boring as an FAQ. You know, connotes. You know, when you think of FAQ, oh God, I'm not going to the FAQ page. I hate those. You know. But if you watch those, we cover a lot of those kinds of things, and that's what we do. We don't have Carhartt, sponsors.
It might not even be gun friendly, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. What was that? It's John, the speaker. Yeah, I don't know if they are or not. You know, they just fit, so I just wear what fits. I like jeans and Carhartt. even in the non-tall sizes early on, hey, these things fit me, you know. And then I found tall sizes, and I just wear them. We tend not to wear a lot of stuff from gun companies, you know, because everybody gives me a hard time anyway if I do. They think, oh, you're sponsored by Glock, you get a Glock hat on. So we really stay away from that stuff.
But you got to wear something. You know, so.
Yeah, I got to wear something, you know. That's the way it goes. What else? Anybody in the? Oh wow! All of a sudden, all the hands go up. What there? Check it. Oh, everyday carry. It just varies. A minute ago, like I said, usually Glock 42, 43, 26, 19, LCP 2, just whatever strikes. But I have a few choices, as you might imagine. We'll get to a 642 revolver, you know, Smith & Wesson. What else? Question? There it is.
Yeah.
Say something funny, John.
I got nothing.
No, John is not Jeff Foxworthy. This is your comedy. He won't do. He tells clever. He puts together kind of clever jokes. He's more of a writer, you know. So, you know, when people think of stand-up comedians, sometimes they think, oh, I got to laugh a minute. You know, have you ever been around him before? But you know, a lot of comics, as you know, it's putting together some clever stories and things.
Well, you write the jokes and then you tell the jokes.
Yeah. It's not.
You don't walk up to a musician and say, play me a new song.
Yeah, that's right. Here's a question for the young lady. Let me hear what she said. Oh no, you know what she asked? Have I seen 22 Plinkster yet? We try to avoid 22
I saw him for the first time in 1999. So.
Yeah, I've known him forever. 22 Plinkster. Is he out of the sanitarium? Have you seen him? He was in a mental hospital last time I saw him. We see him. He lives almost within rock throwing distance, you know, of me.
And we try to give him real guns all the time, you know, but he just won't take them.
I know, he sticks with his 22s. Yeah.
How many guns do you own?
You really think I'm going to tell you that?
That's a lot.
I dropped them in I went fishing not long ago, and I took them all with me. I was afraid somebody broke in. And I'll be darned, that boat didn't overturn. It really did. But I go fish one of them out every now and then for a video, for a chapter 2, you know, and be busy. All right, a couple more, and then we'll, who hadn't asked it? Okay. Class 3 stuff? I don't really own any. I used to have an Uzi. Let somebody talk me out of it, a dealer, but we get to shoot a lot of it. Yeah, so we don't own any of it right now. Who else? Another young lady. Anyone in my family who doesn't like to shoot, other than John, you mean? Yeah. No, well, my wife is not a big shooter. She kind of wants to get out in the range, I think, but she can take it or leave it. She tolerates John and me, you know, shooting. But I don't have anybody who hates, you know, shooting, that's for sure. They couldn't be around me too long. But I don't push it on. I didn't even push it on John. He just sort of, there was a question.
Where's Derek?
Huh?
Where's Derek?
Oh, Derek from the podcast? Yeah, he couldn't make it. He couldn't get off work. Yeah.
What else? John, everything else is, I'm doing all the talking.
You got a question?
Okay. I can't hear you of all the noise. Big boy, did you say? That's what you said. My favorite big bore rifle, probably a lever action 4570, maybe the 1886 that I have. And any 1886, 4570 would be my favorite.
Another question over here.
Yeah, he's an old guy. It's probably not a good question. What now? Okay, gotcha. The left eye dominant question. Looks like I'm shooting with my left eye. I am usually, yeah. But it's not because of my dominance. My left eye is dominant, but my left eye is more clear. I can see just the sights a little more clearly, so I switched over about 10 or 15 years ago to my left eye, and I just do it. You see me looking a bit like that. I could do it the other way, but I just did that because I get a much more clear sight picture. It's effective. Anybody else? You ladies, any ladies have a question? Come on, you know you got one. They're wondering who I am over there. Okay.
This guy over here has a question.
Well, ask it.
Has YouTube quit messing with you?
Well, I hope so.
They're always showing up to the house. Nothing.
Yeah. None of them have come to the house to shoot or anything from there. So we hope YouTube is quit messing.
Yeah. Well, they're a large organization. They have their own things that they have to worry about that we can't necessarily understand.
Right.
It's frustrating that it feels like there's a great disconnect, but yet, there's so many YouTube channels. They have to look out for themselves. They recently lost a bunch of advertisers. They're trying to get those back. So we're hoping that gun channels won't get thrown under the bus, in their effort to, regain their advertisers. But I think it's going to be okay.
We hope so. And it affects everybody. It's not they didn't recently single out gun channels. It's everybody.
And also, they've never done that. We got shut down for a while, but it's kind of a different thing.
Yeah.
That was because you were accidentally posted to Google or something like that?
It was like a Google Plus thing. Yeah. It was kind of complicated. But no, at this time, YouTube has never come out and tried to take out gun channels. So.
Right. We probably ought to let's do one more.
One more?
And pick out somebody who...
Oh, there we go, Dad. There we go.
Oh, good. A youngster. How you doing, man? What's up?
Can I please shoot gun ones with you?
Can I shoot guns with you? Is that your question? Maybe someday. Maybe someday. Why would you want to shoot guns with me? Okay, aren't I pretty scary looking? Yeah. You think I'm safe to be around guns? Oh, here I am picking on a guy. No, thank you for that question. We wish we could invite a lot of people to the range. One day when we have 1,000 acres, we'll have a subscriber party, right? We'll get everybody there, let them all shoot, and we'll get 22 planks to come and be the range officer, make sure anybody hurts anybody. How's that? Okay, I guess we don't have anything else intelligent to say. We never did. So we'll just go ahead and anybody wants a picture, whatever, come on up and.
We want to get our picture.
Outside. They won't let us block this up. So we got to start from the
Okay,
outside.
there you go.
Table, please.
Thank you all for coming.
Thanks.